This here is the most obvious reason for using an ND filter. It won't change my looks, but it will take care of that overexposure. When you're shooting video with a DSLR or mirrorless camera, you should operate your camera as a video camera and not like a stills camera. As an example, you might think of shutter speed as a way of controlling exposure, but when it comes to video, shutter speed is more important for creating the right amount of motion blur to make your movement and motions look natural. 99% of the time, your shutter speed should be set to that of twice your frame rate. And this is called the 180-degree shutter angle rule. Now, shutter angle dates back to the time where we had a rotating shutter in front of a strip of film frames. But cinema cameras today still use shutter angle because it's based on frame rate instead of fractions of a second. Your frame rate always dictates your shutter speed or shutter angle. The shutter still affects your exposure, but to combat overexposure, you need one of these, a neutral density filter or ND filter. And some cinema cameras have these built in, others rely on you to put a filter in front of your lens to adjust your exposure. There's two types of NDs, solid and variable. And for most videographers, variable filters makes the most sense, especially if you're doing a lot of run and gun style shooting. Variable filters allows you to adjust your exposure without changing any camera settings most of the time. Solid filters, on the other hand, have a fixed value or density. And in my opinion, they're better suited for shoots in controlled environments where the light won't change rapidly or drastically. And if you're opting to go with solid filters, I would suggest getting maybe 2 or 3 different ones. And you can always stack these solid filters to get more stops of ND. Now, when it comes to variable filters, the 3 most common ones are 2-5, 6-9, and 2-400. The 2-400, it's probably the filter that I use the most because the range allows me to keep it on my lens pretty much all the time, even if I decide to grab some quick shots indoors and then move outdoors again. Now, when it comes to actually purchasing an ND filter, I'm gonna give you the same advice as everyone else. Get an 82mm and a bunch of step rings. This way your filter will fit all the lenses you own and all the lenses you might end up purchasing in the future or rent. It will end up saving you so much money. Get one big but good filter. There's so much more we could talk about when it comes to this, but I think we're gonna stop here for today, because I want to know what kind of questions and thoughts you have on ND filters and shutter speed and all that, and I'll do my best to answer as many of those questions as possible in an upcoming video. Now, if you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button. That way you can totally forget all about this channel and everything, and you'll get a pleasant little surprise the next time I post a new video. Win-win. Okay, bye!